And I don't know about Albert's show. We'll find out about Albert's show.
Old-fashioned 20th century way of thinking about podcasts.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Let's say, oh, there he is.
Who's calling me at this time? What's going on?
Albert! There he is. There's that podcast wit we were hoping for today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys?
Well, we're great, and we're delighted to speak with you. When we got your phone number and saw your little avatar on WhatsApp, we saw that you were standing in front of a sign that says "The Stuff and Junk Show," and I just assumed that was a podcast. Am I right?
You are correct. We talk about stuff and junk.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's right there in the title, Bean.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Welcome to the Stuff and Junk Show, where we share our opinions on random subjects from interesting news, social topics, pop culture, our likes and dislikes, things you've seen, heard, or read to what we did, and what we do. You know, stuff and junk. Hello, my name is Albert.
This is Jiaming.
This is Anna.
And if you were wondering what that clip was in the cold opening that I put in there, that is me guesting for a brief moment over at the podcast, A Cup of Tea and a Chat with Ali and Bean, episode 406. If you like this show, you like their show. We're pretty much in the same kind of vein in terms of like a podcast. It was a lot of fun. It is on Patreon though, so you have to subscribe. But it's a really good show. I recommend it. Plus, you get to hear that whole thing if you want to listen to me making a fool of myself on the show. But anyways, so I'm still on withdrawals from Comic-Con. Anna spent some time with me at Comic-Con as well. That was a fun time, Anna, wasn't it?
It was, and I'm still sad.
I'm still sad. For the next couple of weeks, I think I'm going to be referring to Comic-Con. Certain things popping up. Like today, we went to Denny's as our last meal after Comic-Con. Yes, I know, Denny's, right?
Fancy.
Don't hate, okay?
Yes.
They are consistent. You know what you're getting. Don't expect a lot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Consistent.
I agree. So one thing happened there that kind of surprised me, or maybe it should surprise me, or maybe it does not. At the end of our meal, the waitress comes over, looks at my bowl, and go, "Oh wow, I've never seen anybody finish that." So for reference, I ordered the Denny's chicken biscuit and gravy bowl. All right. So what that is 2 open-faced biscuits topped with premium golden fried chicken tenders, country gravy, cheddar cheese, and 2 eggs. Now in the picture, it doesn't look that big. In person, it's a pretty sizable meal.
I think I had that recently, actually.
Oh, really?
I went to go get like a oil change, and I went to Denny's next door and stuff like that. And I think I had that.
Yeah, I think the portion is good for 2 people, maybe even 3.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, she said that. Wow, I've never seen anybody finish that. Yeah. And in the context, this dish was released, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how long she's been there, but it has been 2 or 3 years.
It's a lot of gravy, man. It's a lot of gravy. I remember that. I remember it didn't. I remember it didn't sit well with my stomach. So maybe that's just what she's talking about. And I never seen anybody finish that and not run to the restroom.
It's very filling. It is very filling. It's like 1,040 calories kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite the meal, and it makes you wonder, like, at a certain point, should we always have to finish our food? I mean, I grew up pretty much saying, "Oh, I need to finish my meal," because that's just the right thing to do. Think about those starving kids in Nairobi, that kind of thing.
Well, to go is still an option. You get like a little to go thing. I know you have a long way drive from San Diego back up, but you just get to go.
Yeah, I was at that point though, and Anna can attest to this because she saw me, where it's like it was just enough where it's too little to be to go. No, it's too little to be to go.
Yeah,
and it's just enough that I could probably finish it.
I've come this far. I've come this far. You stomach.
Might as well finish it.
Yeah, let's finish this party, man. Let's just go all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was Googling some stuff about finishing your food, and I came up to this article over at nurturedfirst.com. Shoots. Okay. It says here three reasons why you should stop forcing your child to finish all the food on their plate. All right. So number one, our kids have a natural radar for fullness. Hey, guess what? Adults have the same thing too.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what's the point of that.
there was
Yeah,
there was
we
a
all have stomachs.
yeah.
We all have stomachs.
There was a point where I was like, I should stop eating this, but kept
Yeah.
going. Number two, we don't want to teach our children to eat for our praise.
Okay.
Like oh, good job finishing your food, that kind of thing. I mean, I did it with my dog, so but yeah. And number three, forcing food creates power struggles. This one is like power struggles.
I don't know what any of that means.
That's some white people stuff right
Yeah,
there.
I don't know what's going
I'm
on.
sorry.
What's
That's just that is some new age white people thinking.
Yeah, my whole thing is like, for the time I lived with my nephew, my whole thing is like, hey, you finish this because you're too damn skinny. You know what I mean? You eat too much candy. You know what I mean? How about something that's not candy? How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the reason why I tell them to eat it. And also, my technique is basically to go small and then up. You know what I mean? Like whenever I buy him food, we usually like half it. Like whatever I buy, I'll eat half. He eats half. And then when my mom is over and she makes food, I always say, hey, just give him a very small plate. You know what I mean? If he wants more, he'll come down and get more. You know what I mean? So start small and then go up from there. You know what I mean? That way, that ensures the fact that he'll finish it.
Yeah.
Also, I have a dog and a chicken. Whatever he doesn't finish, just give it to them. That's not wasting food. So.
True. And I usually just, if I don't finish it now, I just take a to-go thing. Like last night, I went and got dinner, but it was a little late, and my friend was like, well, I don't want to eat and have something really heavy in my stomach. And I'm like, dude, cut it in half, eat what you can, and then the rest take it like to go, and you'll have like a midnight snack or lunch tomorrow.
Or just lunch,
Yeah. So
I agree with that too. I've been doing that. I've been doing that too and stuff like that. Like occasionally my work will buy lunch for everybody. And the portions are pretty generous from these places. And I'll just have it. You know what I mean? I'll eat half for lunch and half for dinner. Yeah.
There's also this other article on gozen.com. It's GoZen, like ZEN. Okay, anyways. It goes here.
Konnichiwa.
It goes here six phrases to replace finish your food. Okay, tell me what you think with their suggestions here. Number one, do you want more pasta or more cucumbers? I'm like,
I don't know what the hell that means.
Anna, what do you think about that?
Sounds like a sexy kind of thing. Sounds like a sexual thing. You want some cucumbers?
Question.
How is that?
You're
You got a question.
Go ahead. Sorry.
because you're like making them like you better choose a cucumber because that's the healthier option. But if you don't, I'm gonna judge you. I don't know. This is just all weird parenting, which is why I probably am not a parent because I'm gonna be a really bad parent.
Yeah. Sounds white again too. By the way, I want to plant that flag right now. After
really,
one.
yes. I would never give the option, please.
Wow.
All right, number two. First, let's eat, and then we'll watch TV.
Oh, so like a reward and punishment. Again, this sounds very white.
Very white.
Number three, eating gives our bodies energy. Let's make sure you don't run out.
God. Oh, God. Those are white people problems.
Okay, number four.
Jesus Christ.
I want to hear about your school day over dinner.
Jesus Christ.
Asians don't talk about our day.
Yeah.
Number five, I remembered how much you loved this meal last time, so I made it again for you. Oh, okay. So now this is guilt tripping?
It's weird.
Number six.
I don't do that in terms of like, hey, I buy the thing in advance. Like, hey, we bought this last time, you eat it now. But I just tell him, hey, I just kind of know like this couple of things that he likes to eat. I was like, hey, you know what? We're gonna order this again. Okay. That's it.
Tell me what you think about this one. Number six, last one. I see you're done for now. Our next meal will be this afternoon.
I don't know what that means. I don't know. You're finished with breakfast and there's lunch coming up. All right.
So I'll eat like one more. Like I don't know. Like I don't know
what that means.
Why are you reminding me there's food down the road? You know?
I think it's more of a case where they're saying like, oh, you finished your meal. You can have a snack this afternoon. I think that's what it's trying to imply.
Yes.
It's a bunch of white people problems. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Besides the stuff I mentioned earlier, the only other thing I can remember saying to my nephew was like, hey, man, eat your food faster because it's getting cold. You know what I mean? You don't want to eat cold food.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's
the other thing I do.
That's true.
That's
Why isn't that on the list? That makes more sense.
Eat faster because I don't want it to get cold. You know what I
then
mean?
they're
So
saying that you're pressuring your child to eat food fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is something they're also saying. All right. It's the 687th episode of the show, and as of this recording, it's currently 6:53 p.m., July 31st, 2023, in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's time we take a look and see what's up.
what's up?
So in Las Vegas, Cardi B recently had a concert over there. And you know how there's a trend this year for some odd reason to throw things at performers in concerts and whatnot?
Mhm.
So needless to say, it happened to her as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a viral video. Yeah.
Yeah. So a fan, quote unquote fan, threw I'm assuming it's water or just liquid, threw liquid at her, right?
Mhm.
Presumably, it might be because the DJ said, pour some with Cardi, she's getting warm or getting hot, kind of thing. I guess the fan took it literally. So, Anna, have you heard about this?
Yeah, I read about it this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fan there's a video on the show notes if you guys want to take a look at it, or if you haven't seen it yet. Toss water at them, and then what does Cardi B do? Chucks the mic at the person.
Mhm.
Now, first off, I believe she missed. The person who had to toss the liquid ducked,
Mhm.
and then the person next to her, I believe, got hit or
Mhm.
behind her.
Mhm.
Kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that should be the natural reaction now from performers to attack the fans.
Yeah.
It's like, stop tossing stuff at us.
Yeah. This is well within her right to throw something back at the person.
Absolutely.
This is dumb.
You know what? We're just going to have to get used to the fact that they're going to install plexiglass between the performer and the crowd. And that's how we're going to view our concerts from now on.
Or there's going to be this giant gap between the stage and the first row people.
Yeah.
Well,
It's wildly inappropriate, man. Why are you throwing stuff at somebody that's performing and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
they're stupid.
It's just dumb, man.
Apparently, the person that got hit by a mic is now filing for battery assault.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
heard
what
that
you
too.
did was not okay. Well, people are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's
People are looking for a payday.
Right now it's debatable on whether the person that she hit actually was the person or not. So, and if you look at the video, it does look like she missed. Okay.
Yeah.
So the person who got
thing
hit
is-
was completely innocent.
Right. Even if you're, what do you call it? Even if you're not the person that she was aiming for and got hit, why don't you? I'm assuming you spent a lot of money going to a Cardi B concert, right? So I expect you to kind of be cool about it. You know what I mean? Unless you're like crippled or something like that, just be cool. Like, hey, she tried to hit the person who's being jackass next to me. She hit me. What big deal?
She got a
You know what I mean?
she got a concussion
Let
from
it
the
go.
mic.
Yeah, she got concussed. Man. Stuff like that. I think we need to have a national conversation about like what's appropriate behavior around celebrities and when you're out and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
I think people
This
just
is
need to
weird.
I think people just need to be reminded that they're also human beings. Okay, it's
Yeah.
the golden rule: don't do unto them what you don't want them to do to you. I mean, come on.
This is a bit of a tangent, but remember I don't know if you guys are into sports and stuff, but you guys heard what happened in Las Vegas between that basketball player, the new French basketball player, Wembanyama, and Britney Spears.
Oh
You guys
yes,
heard about what
yes,
happened?
I did hear about that. Yeah.
What do you guys think? I think Wembanyama is completely in the right. You know what I mean? I don't think Britney Spears. I don't care if it's Britney Spears or whoever. People don't owe you their time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Unless a celebrity or something like that, you're interacting with them at like a function where they can't get paid, where they kind of like it's like a formal thing where they're promoting something.
Well,
People,
is there-
celebrities walking on, they don't owe you your time. You know what I mean? I don't know why he had to stop and what is all this stuff?
Is
You know what I mean?
there a video for that?
Yes, there is. Yeah, because the
does it-
timeline
does-
of events was
Does
Sorry.
it look like she tapped on his shoulder, or does it look like she grabbed his shoulder?
it kind of like it looks like he was walking away because basically the timeline of events basically is this. Just what do you call it? First of all, it happened like in Vegas and kind of like it happened and then it kind of went on Twitter first. You know what I mean? People talked about it first of all. You know what I mean? And then then the video kind of came out a few days ago, a few days after. And Victor Wamby's version of the story is like, hey, he was told beforehand as he's walking through this Vegas thing or whatever for his told by security, don't stop. You know what I mean? Don't stop because if you stop, a crowd will gather and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So that's what he kind of operated as. It's first time in America, but he did all that. He followed his instructions, and then he said somebody grabbed him from behind. He had no idea it was Britney Spears or what it was, but he just kept walking. And then Britney Spears' version of it, right after, was like the security people like put their hand on her and then shoved her or pushed her away and stuff like that. later on when the video came out, it's not a great angle, but the video is basically like, yeah, the security kind of like moved Victoria forward, and then she kind of hit herself or something with her hand.
Yeah.
And then, that was pretty much it. My whole thing is like, hey, man, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're British. I don't care if you're 5'2". The other excuse that people give Britney Spears, like, oh, she's just a little tiny girl. Why are you manhandling her? I don't care who you are. People don't owe you their time. People don't owe you a second. They'll owe you a photo op unless it's like a formal thing, like a work thing. Stop it.
The only thing I will say about that is some bodyguards get too aggressive too quickly.
Yeah.
Way too quickly.
I do agree in a sense that if it involves kids, like you've seen people like kids like run up to the court or like a soccer field or something and kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm totally okay. I totally think that kids I think are okay. But if you're a full grown ass person, like whether you're a guy, female, whatever, I'm leaning towards no. I'm just like, why not be? Try to be safe and sorry. We have plenty of examples of celebrities getting hurt, and famously, people have been, I'm not saying, Britney Spears is going to do anything, but you never know. It's like I just don't understand the mentality of like, hey, X person just because he's a celebrity, they owe you their time. You know what I mean? I don't get it. To me, a public figure. The only public figure that owe you their time, I believe, in the wild, in are like government officials. You know what I mean? People are elected officials. You know what I mean? You kind of pay the salary, their position where they kind of have to act with the public. I think they're, you know what I mean? You've seen like during the Trump days, like Republicans getting not harassed, they're getting shouted at or confronted in restaurants, right? I do believe those public figures, those elected officials, do owe you their time, in a public setting like that. You know what I mean? But celebrities, not so much. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, sorry.
All right, moving on. Have the two of you heard of this character named Glorbo? Glorbo.
I'm gonna need more context.
Okay, so I'm sure you all know that there are some news aggregator sites or news sites and even YouTube videos that uses AI to produce content, right? They will scrape the internet for certain things. You give it an algorithm and go, oh, talk about this, talk about that, right? So in Reddit, Redditors for World of Warcraft thought that they wanted to prank AI powered news. So they started talking about this character that was introduced to World of Warcraft called Glorbo.
Mm-hmm.
In context, Glorbo isn't a real thing. But the Redditors talked about it like it was real. So sure enough, all these AI-powered news sites started talking about Glorbo in World of Warcraft.
That's pretty good.
Right?
That's
So
pretty good.
they actually tricked them about that. And not only that, but now Destiny 2 players did the exact same thing. And once again, Glorbo popped up on the news sites about Destiny 2. Yeah. So this should be a warning that AI power stuff can be unreliable. Yeah.
Interesting. That's pretty good.
Glorbo. It's pretty good. So
And a bit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So this is probably something that we'll probably see again in the future somewhere where people are gonna be pranking on AI.
Yeah, and in a bit of a tangent, that writer strike is going on 3 months now, and I think the actor strike is going on 3 months, and then the actors is 3 weeks. So it's hopefully you guys weren't looking forward to any TV shows in the fall because it's not happening.
That's okay.
Do you think we're gonna have movies that don't get released
Yes.
I think they'll be pushed back to next year.
next year?
There's gonna be
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot.
then-
There's gonna be a lot of staggering.
Yeah, because they can't. Because what do you call it? Because if there's like no movies in production for the last like couple of months, right? So there's nothing for the summer or spring. So they got to take the movies that are close to being finished now. That's supposed to come out in the fall and winter. Can't move it back. You know what I mean? Unless they're going for awards and stuff like that. It seems like they're going to be pushed back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also expect a lot of international stuff showing up suddenly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
you know what? For real though, let's make Bollywood great again.
I'm not sure that's
Honestly,
the phrase you should be using, but okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been leaning towards more like Korean and anime stuff. I've been watching a lot of anime and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So And also, I've been looking at releases for anime, like or Japanese stuff in the couple of months. Like Godzilla -1, I think, is coming out or something like that. Just like
Oh,
Spy Family has a movie coming out and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to that, because everything else is sort of getting pushed. I
yep.
I can't see Craven the Hunter and stuff like that. What a bummer. Craven the Hunter, whatever it is. But anyway, sorry.
Have you ever had a lifelong dream of transforming into an animal? Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
I know where you're going with this, and an imaginary animal.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Not even what we're talking. Not even what we're talking about. Not like a real. You haven't imagined me like a dog or a collie, specifically like a collie dog.
Oh, yes, specifically a
I'm
dog.
not going to. I'm not even going
Good.
to that.
Which
I'm
I
not
believe
walking
is
into
the
it.
base. It's the old reference, but I believe Lassie, the old TV show Lassie, was a collie, or something like that,
Collie,
right?
yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
collie. It's a border.
Yeah.
It's a
What
border
else
collie.
was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
there you
else
go.
was a
Good
border
times.
collie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's a Japanese man. I believe his name
Hey now.
is
Of
Toco.
course he is.
Of course he is. His name is Toco, I believe.
I believe his name is Good Boy.
Shut up, you
So he spent X amount of money, which I'm gonna ask you to guess, for a realistic border collie costume.
Mhm.
And I would say realistic. It's true. It is realistic. However,
It's pretty realistic.
you can kind of tell it's fake at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Would you like to guess how much he spent in dollars, by the way, for this
Oh,
realistic
God.
border collie costume?
It was like 400,000
Wow. Okay.
I think that's yen.
or like 200,000. It was like somewhere in there. I forgot. I read the article.
I think you are thinking about yen because
Yeah, you're thinking about-
that's
you're
way
thinking
too
about
much.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I know what it is, so you just reveal it. I
It's
actually know what it is.
it's approximately $15,709.
Ah, there you go.
So he's been doing this for I think a past year. Is kind of
Mhm.
what he was doing on the YouTube, and just recently I believe he went ahead and had his first public walk.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
You enjoy
It's something
it?
else. It's something else. It's
and,
something else.
and like I said,
I've seen the video. It's
yeah,
something else.
the
Man.
video is in the show notes if you guys have not seen this. But
Yeah.
but from a distance, looks like a real dog.
Yeah.
Until you start seeing the dog walk, because you can clearly tell
Yeah.
the hind leg kind of walking a little different, and the
Yeah.
fact that this
You-
dog is waving at people like a human does, kind of
Mhm.
throws it off as well. So-
Yeah. At first glance, if you're walking down the streets of Japan, I'm sure you're like, oh, there's a dog. But yeah, if you get closer, yeah, it's a little bit weird. Yeah.
yeah. And I do like
Yeah.
how in the video, the real dogs that see this dog, they
Mhm.
they glance at the dog and give this WTF look, like what the hell?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you can tell that it's not a real dog.
Yeah. The thing is, I've read comments saying like, "Hey, this is harmless. This doesn't hurt anybody or anything about. Hey, it's not that big a deal." But I'm like, yeah, all that's true. But should somebody, should you talk to somebody? You know what I mean? What's that joke format? Like, hey, people will literally spend $16,000 to transform into a dog instead of going to therapy. You know what I mean? It reminds me of that. You know what I mean? It's like, technically, a guy marrying a internet chick, or what do you call that? What's the other thing? Like internet person.
Oh
is not
right, yeah.
harming anybody, but still.
Also in
what's
Japan,
happening?
also in
Yeah,
Japan.
I know. What's happening there? What's happening? What's going on there? You know what I mean? It's like, you might want to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Talk to somebody.
This almost seems like the natural progression from furries. Like
Uh-huh.
like furries,
Absolutely.
they want to play act like they're animals, right? But I don't think they want to go this far into the whole. I don't want to speak for the furries, but
Mhm.
I shrug. I don't know. I mean,
I don't remember this, but the furries are they pretending to be specific animals or like imaginary kind of creatures and stuff like that?
they're imaginary
A little bit
and
both.
a little bit of both.
A little bit
Yes,
both.
yes.
Yeah, because this is the one that's very, very. I mean, he specifically wants to look like a very specific dog and wants to mimic the dog specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because furries, as far as I can tell, they're just whether they're pretending to be a real animal or a creature or whatever, they're standing on their hind legs, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know.
I don't know. Shrug. But maybe we'll hear about this guy a year from now for other reasons.
I know. Hey, in all the stuff that you saw and stuff, like, is there actual picture of him in like without the costume on?
I have not seen.
Like a way. Okay.
I have not seen that. No.
Anna, when you imagine a person that would dress up as a collie dog, what kind of face would you imagine? What do you think he looks like on a scale of 1 to 10? We're not
Oh
talking 10 here,
God,
right?
we're not going into this. It's
What I'm
just
asking is, do you think it's somebody you would swipe right to on Twitter, Tinder?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Is this dating material? Is what I'm asking.
What if you seen it in his border collie costume? Would you swipe right to there?
Absolutely not.
All right.
No way, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what's up.
What's up?
My name is Albert. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at Albert5x5.
Oh, and you can find me on, I guess, on Twitter, JIAMANG. Oh, wait, not Twitter. I'm sorry. It's X. You can find me on X. JIAMANGLLU.
Is it really X?
I know.
It sounds so
weird.
dumb. Sounds so dumb.
I don't know about you guys, but for the last couple of days, I've looked for Twitter so many times, swiping like, what happened to Twitter? Where's that little bird? Oh wait, it's X now. Oh,
It's
God
weird.
damn it.
It's weird.
So dumb. Seriously, it's just so dumb. Anna, you're.
Oh, my turn. Oh, I was just thinking about X.
I was going to wait to see how long this would
Yeah.
take. But okay, go on.
What do I have all day, guys? Come on now.
Oh, we don't. You can find me on social media at Anna ANA Voltage, or on my other shows, Poppers and Power and Most Extreme Ranking Challenge. And you can also follow the Stuff and Junk Show Instagram account
And
for fun
Threads.
things. For fun things that we post on there.
Yeah. Stuff Junk. It's actually at Stuff Junk Show without the without the end. Just Stuff Junk Show.
Okay, well,
It
there
is
we
on
go.
it is on Instagram and it is on Threads, so you can find it there
Just
too.
try to plug it. Just try to plug it.
Yes. I was trying to figure out how to word it into the conversation, but I couldn't figure it out. It is there though.
Well, I did it for you.
Yes, thank you. Music has been provided by Gloomy June. Contact info, ways to support us, and everything else is on the show notes found on whowhatwhereswhy.com. Before we wrap things up, I do want to address something that's been going on recently, the past couple of years now. People complaining about the MCU or the state of the MCU right now because it's kind of like all over the place, right? I mean, in the first era where it was the Infinity Saga, everybody knew where it was going to go. Eventually they're going to fight Thanos, right? Right now, nobody kind of has an idea where to go because everybody's going in different places, and so a lot of people are confused. A lot of people are not liking it. All I gotta say to that is, welcome to comic books, because this is exactly how comic books are. If you ever read comic books or followed comic book series, this is exactly how it feels like. Where every comic book's they're doing their own thing, and then suddenly they're forced to do a crossover. This is what the MCU is now. Yeah, yeah.
Having said that, did you watch Secret Invasions?
I did.
I'm 3 episodes behind, and I do not feel any urgency to finish it, but I'll finish it. Having said that, I'm a big comic book fan. I'm a big MCU fan. People act like the sky is falling. You know what I mean? I'm still okay with the MCU. It's fine. It's like it's always there and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, we're 15 years into this now. It's like it is what it is at 15 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Are some things better than others? Yeah, but stuff like that. But people also a couple other things, like people like after Guardians came out, like, oh, finally the MCU is back. This movie's excellent. I'm like, all right, I know Ant-Man the Quantumania wasn't that great, but are we erasing Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Because that made more money than Guardians, right? It's like, I don't know. People are very selective about what they remember and all that stuff, and what they kind of like where they're at. And another weird thing is, this is a bit of maybe a little bit of a tangent, but people were. I read some headlines like after the success of Barbie, Oppenheimer. I read some headlines like, oh, the audience have spoken. No more IP stuff, you know what I mean? No more comic book stuff, you know what I mean?
Barbie?
Like, okay, I'll give you Oppenheimer, but Barbie is a big ass IP. It's a huge IP. I'm like, what are we talking about? What's going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, like I said, and by the way, I did stop watching Secret Invasion just because it was horrible and blah blah blah. It's just fine. It's perfectly fine. I'll get back to it. I'll finish it, and so that's fine. It was like I said, it's not that. It's like, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. I would like to see where all these other IPs or other things that people are interested in, where they are like 15 years from now. You know what I mean? The MCU for something that's like 15 years old, it's doing pretty well. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So, I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't
I mean, the negativity even went as far as Bob Iger, who's like saying, "Oh, we need to come back on this." So, anyways, but the thing is though, the reason why I'm bringing this up because Secret Invasion just finished, right? And the ending for Secret Invasion is such a huge but a turning point for the MCU. Like a lot of big things happen in that last episode, and theoretically, it should affect the rest of the MCU, and it probably will, but we don't know that for a fact because of the way things have been going for the past 3 or 4 years. But yeah, go on.
Also, I have to mention, not for nothing, but people still have to consider the COVID of all. COVID like really threw a wrench into it, into the plans and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And also, this writers and actors strike is gonna throw a bigger wrench into it too. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's a cost of building a connective universe. You know what I mean? Through multiple TV and movie projects. It is what it is.
I would say yes. I will say yes and no to that. Because during the Infinity Saga, people were starting to complain, oh, the MCU movies are only coming out because they need to serve the overall story arc. Kevin Feige isn't giving the creatives enough creative decisions on what to do with the characters. And now this past 2 phases, they're getting nothing but creative decisions. Like, oh yeah, do what you want with that one. Oh yeah, do what you want with that one. Just add this or that kind of thing. And now people are complaining. Oh, it needs to have more directions. Somebody needs to be more in control of what's going on with the storyline.
Yeah.
Like, come on, people. Like pick a side or just like
and,
let it go.
And also I want to mention a couple of things too. Since the end of the Endgame saga and stuff like that, the Endgame part of the MCU stuff like that, all the recent and TV movies, a lot of it is being produced, written, directed by people of color and also women and stuff like that. So I don't know what part of the complaint is based on that, but I think that is something interesting. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a lot of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever erasure. This is a $430 million box office hit that was directed by a Black guy, obviously, but the 4 leads were Black women and stuff like that. I dare anybody to find any franchise, whether it's Star Wars, Mission Impossible, Star Trek, whatever, that stars 4 Black women that made $400 million. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah. And Loki season 2 trailer just came out, and that looks pretty fun. All right.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I haven't seen it. I heard it looks good, though, right?
It looks good. Caps out in October.
Any Clang? What was Clang in the footage?
He's in the trailer.
Fuck.
I mean, they did film this like 2 years ago, from what I understand, or whatever. So,
I know, yeah.
Just ew.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for
It
listening.
did look like Jonathan Boyega.
Okay.
It did look like Jonathan Boyega. Like they tried to sneak him in there.
It did. I mean, I suppose it helps Disney that I guess he was cleared of whatever charges he was cleared for, whatever. Anyway,
no, it's going to trial next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not cleared. He keeps digging himself into a bigger hole.
Well,
so.
then it's just done. All right. Thanks for listening. This was episode 687 of the Stuff from Junk Show. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, this podcast has been a Who What Where's Why production.